that relationship with them. I never saw him on the field, and so I don't pretend to have gone through what a lot of those other people went through, and so there's a lot of processing that people that are much closer have to. Just as respect for other human beings, it hurts your heart. To however you saw it unfold, it's unfortunate, and then to know that there's family in the hospital. There's a mother whose son's in there, and to have kids yourself, that is a little closer.
We're banging us though with NBC News. We just have two questions if you'll allow it. You mentioned the family. We're getting updates from them that his condition is improving. So having seen this happen yourself and having visited him, what's your reaction to that?
No, I don't have any information. I just want to clarify. I've only seen them momentarily. So again, I don't want to go down that road. But any information about his health will come from other people.
Just to hear that from his family. I mean, just
Yeah.
as a human.
Well, of course, we're all praying for the best possible outcome here, and so any information that's trending in a positive direction is, no matter what the timing of that is what everybody hopes to hear and has prayed about.
Zach, like you
And
said,
then we wanted to ask really quick. You talked about the back and forth on the field, and we really appreciate it. We did just want to ask if you can clarify: were the teams ever asked or told that they were going to resume play?
I think everyone needed just moments to process what had happened, because again, that's really why I wanted to divulge the situation. While everyone was on the field, firsthand feeling and seeing the emotions that were happening, not one person was thinking about what was about to happen. And so until that ambulance drove away, it was probably the first moment where anybody even thought about why we were on the field in the first place. And I think everyone just needed a few moments to separate, process. And then ultimately, the officials did a great job of just allowing us to do that. And then once you get wind that, Buffalo needs to talk about it a little bit more, particularly Sean. That's why we went over there. And then again, when the first thing out of Sean's mouth is, "I need to be at the hospital with Damar," that's kind of a no-brainer for everybody who was involved in that conversation to let's separate and let the NFL take the next steps, which they did. So that's all I have on that.
Kind of on that note, what were the conversations like with you, the Bengals, and the league, and specifically what ended up leading to the game being postponed?
Well, I don't know the information on all that. I just know we got our players in the locker room, there really wasn't much information to give. There was a lot to process. Again, unprecedented is the word that comes up a lot because it is, and I think you want to gather all the information before people make a decision. I'm not a decision maker in that situation. I just wanted to make sure that we all had the accurate information at the same time, and ultimately, ultimately those who make the decision got to the right decision, and that's all that matters.
Just to clarify again, real quick. When you guys, because I think we saw y'all warming up first before the Bills defense ended up taking the field before the game ended up being suspended and then postponed. Was that just a matter of guys getting loose just in case, and there was no directive that, hey, you guys are returning to play?
Right. I didn't feel any directive that guys need to start warming up. It was just, let's particularly give Buffalo space to process as a team, because they had not done that. They had just been there for Damar. And so then we've been through this situation a million times where there's an injury on the field, or something happens on the field, and just the natural process is, you give yourself a couple minutes. I believe there's so much that happened that I can't even really recall. My process of remembering is that's really just what unfolded. There was no push for anything to happen. It was just let's let these moments play out and see what the next step is as people get a chance to get their minds right, and ultimately that's what led the decision there.
Zach, what was your reaction just to the city of Cincinnati and just all the support, not just for the Bills, but for Damar and everything you've seen around the city the last couple of years?
Yeah, unbelievable. It's bigger than football, obviously. It's taking care of people. I think Cincinnati and Buffalo are very similar that way, just the communities and the way that the people are. And so, again, that's just been I'm not out and about, right? I'm here, so I don't get to see all that. But I know what my wife tells me. I know what I've seen, and just the outpouring of support has been incredible. It's not surprising. Just you all know my feelings about Cincinnati. People I know in Buffalo, it's the same way. So again, just two communities that have been there for each other, and then on a larger scale, just the NFL community. You look at the other organizations, the players, the coaches, the fan bases. I think everybody has appropriately done what's needed to be done here to support Damar, And again, we had a stadium full of people that were in a situation that's never happened before, where the game is called off for the night and people are left not knowing what to do. And for our fans to understand that and handle that the right way and just be supportive of the Bills, I thought was very classy. And that's much appreciated by everybody involved.
Zach, how's T handled this?
T has handled it well, and again, I'm not standing next to him directly at all times, but my communication been with him is that he's doing okay.
For you personally, I know it was kind of like just a lot going on at one moment, and you obviously have to be strong for all of the men and your coaches that you're leading. But was there a moment for you where everything that happened really hit you and you were emotional about it?
Well, no, I think just seeing their players, that's what hit you is just the gravity of the situation when you saw, the reactions of them and TB. TB for me was initially when I saw him and saw how far out there he was, the Pitt connection hit me. So then I asked, that was the only conversation I think I had the entire time I was out there was TB, did you know him? Yeah, that's my guy, and that part hit you.
Getting back on the field Sunday is one thing, but to get back on the field against that same team, seeing those same faces again, what's your stance on making that game up?
Yeah, I don't, what we're doing as a team right now is have to move forward to Baltimore, and we'll let those decisions take place amongst those who want to make them, but all that's really in front of us right now is to get ready for Baltimore on Sunday.
Does it feel weird just like to put everything to the side, just like focus on football right now?
Well, I think that's what we're tasked to do, and again, you don't have to put it aside. It's our time in the building at the appropriate times is focused on Baltimore and getting ready for that game. And at the same time, there's still a place to have conversations with Benny Ray, our team chaplain, Eric Ball, Peter Ganscher. There's a lot of people here that are great resources, that have always been great resources, and that have always been prepared for moments that are less than ideal. And so I think that's what everybody's done a great job of, is communicating to make sure that there's an awareness that those resources are available. You can do two things at once. You can prepare for a football game on Sunday, and you can still support Damar, support those who knew him and are dealing with some emotional stuff during this time. And I think that's, so those resources are available, and our guys know that.
Do you think it could give a player pause, especially with this quick turnaround? I mean, you were a player. I mean, with that.
I can't speak for all them, and again, those are decisions that everybody's got to make, and certainly welcome me of all those choices you guys got to make.
So piggyback off that, so if someone, what would the response be if someone said, you know what, I just don't feel comfortable?
Those are things that, as they come up, you address them.
Kind of on that note, too,
Let me get Mike real quick.
Are you at all concerned, Zach? It's a physical game.
Mm-hmm.
The mental part of this impacting a player's acceptance of playing a physical game going forward.
I think people know what they're signing up for, and again, this was a tough situation. My understanding, based on the information we have, it's a one in very small chance of that happening, and so that's players that play football know that they know what they're getting into. It's the less than ideal part of the game, but again, it's a known part of the game.
And on that previous topic, do you expect everyone here to as players process this?
I do.
Is everyone good? Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, I can divvy that up about a minute and a half for the group, or I can give it to 4 or 5 people.
Why don't you just do like
Give us like
smaller
3 or 4,
group,
yeah.
like 3 minutes?
That's fine, that's fine.
I'm in.